Hi guys, welcome back to today's episode of Discuss on the Pitch. So today we are going to be discussing just all the topics we are going to be discussing is still around Carragher. Between the last 2 days and today, a lot has happened. And we have read a lot from, people who has things to say about Carragher, especially Ferdinand, and even surprisingly, Pep has something to say about Carragher. We all know who Carragher is. We know that he likes to, should I say he likes to be in the spotlight, or should I say that by virtue of what he does, maybe sometimes the things they say are always in the media and things picks on it. For me, I have more problem with Carragher. I mean, I have more problem with Gary Neville. But today we are actually not talking about Gary Neville. We are going to be looking at what happened between, I'm going to be playing 2 videos and I'll be analyzing those 2 videos. The very first video I'm going to be playing is from the ATAS TV in a situation where Guardiola was being interviewed. And of course, the journalist asked a question. So it is important to hear the question first before we actually discuss on what the topic is.
You may not have heard this, but Jamie Carragher on Wednesday night suggested that Haaland pulled out of the game because he didn't want to come up against Rudiger.
Oh, God.
Did you hear that quote? It just was very surprising from an ex-professional to say that.
I actually needed to pause that because I think you need to hear the question again so that we can start from there.
You may not have heard this, but Jamie Carragher on Wednesday night suggested that Haaland pulled out of the game because he didn't want to come up against Rudiger.
Oh, God.
Did you hear that quote? It just was very surprising from an ex-professional to say that. Yeah.
Jamie Carragher say that? Oh, God. No, I don't laugh.
It's I don't know if using the word depressing or using the word unbelievable, or I don't even know what to use. Sometimes when you hear the things Carragher has to say, and not only Carragher and also Gary Neville, sometimes when you hear the things they have to say, it can be very surprising. It can be very, very infuriating. Like, how can adults, who have also done the business, how can they be talking like that? How can they be asking this kind of questions? So on Wednesday night, according to the journalist, he asked Guardiola that, has he heard what Carragher said? Carragher basically saying Haaland, decided to pull out of the match between Real Madrid and Manchester City because he does not want to face Rudiger. I've never heard that before. So let's hear what Pep Guardiola has to say.
I don't know why don't make it that suspicious, that? Do you think Erling Haaland didn't want to play the game to find that?
You got a comment on that? Because obviously he's an ex-professional. It was very surprising.
It's not true. It was crazy to play the game. So a problem in his knee. I don't know who will be able that and who could not play. So. "26 minutes press conference."
The whole of this video has played. Guardiola basically does not have any response to what Carragher said, because it can be very shocking. Guardiola is surprised, shocked that, how can Carragher be asking that kind of a question? So we're actually not going to be wasting too much time on this particular video because, of course, even Guardiola did not have much to say, just like the way I also do not have much to say on this particular video. The next one I'm going to be analyzing now is the one, like a back and forth between Ferdinand and Carragher. We all remember what happened in this video. We remember that this AFCON video.
The fact he's probably with Egypt and he's probably not playing in the major tournaments as such, or maybe got a great chance to win it.
So, guys, I made a video about this yesterday where I personally felt really bad for Carragher for the kind of comments he made. And between yesterday and now, there has been a lot of updates. Let me say updates, yes. There has been new people coming in with new discussions. In fact, there have been African players, ex-African professional players who are also adding their voice on Twitter, saying that what Carragher said yesterday is totally belittling of the AFCON. And AFCON, as it is being watched by approximately 2 billion people globally. So if AFCON is being watched by 2 billion people, how can you, for goodness sakes, just rate it down, belittle it like it does not matter, like it's not a proper competition. Before I play what Ferdinand has to say, let me quickly say one or two things. If Mbappe, for example, picks up the Euro, it is equivalent to if Salah picks up the AFCON. Because these are continental cups and there is nothing anybody can do about that. You can have your preference, you can have your choice about what or what not to watch. But the fact remains that AFCON is the biggest local or, continental competition in Africa. So let me go ahead with the video and play what Ferdinand has to say.
AFCON would say that. I don't think that's right. I think that's an ignorant kind of thought process, because the African Nations Cup, if you go to Didier Drogba, Abidi Pele, over there, Samuel Eto'o, down to the
All these
players
guys.
now, Mahrez, Mo Salah, Mane now,
Yeah.
they'll tell you that we have to win this. It's a
Huge.
demand in their countries to win this. Yes, it doesn't get back to resources wise like Euros, etc. But doesn't that mean that you have to devalue it? It's a continent of huge power, a continent that contributes to European football through players immensely, massively. Like the amount of players that are representing football clubs in Europe and winning things.
So to make our video very, very short, I think I need to pause it here and quickly analyze it. To be fair to Ferdinand, I do not think what Ferdinand said here is too much. I honestly do not think Ferdinand's reaction to what Carragher said yesterday, I do not think is too much as far as I'm concerned. And it's not only Ferdinand that has responded, a lot of people has responded as well. A lot of African, ex-professionals have responded to that call of, making AFCON feel less of itself. Being watched by 2 billion people, that is a big number for goodness sakes. You might not be watching AFCON in your house, does not mean other people are not watching AFCON. If you do not enjoy AFCON, I, for example, the reason why I personally am better than many of people like Carragher or Gary Neville is that I watch football across the globe. They have their own preference. They only watch, the Euros. I watch everything, every content about football. So if you are in that situation where you are not able to watch many of this content, do not disregard those who watch them, because you do not really understand what is going on in the competition. So because Ferdinand responded, of course, Carragher had something to say. And, in a response to a tweet, this is what Carragher has to say on Instagram. He said, I didn't say that, you clown, stop playing to the gallery like you always do. That is replying to Ferdinand. And Ferdinand has, a response to him by saying that you have had a bad couple of weeks, Lewis Kelly and Pep. So if you're on this channel, please do remember to subscribe, follow, and like, so that the channel can grow, and also you can also always see my video. Also, please do turn on the post notification on this video. Now, do you really think what Ferdinand has said is too much to warrant this level of response from Ferdinand? Saying that, I don't say that you clown, stop playing to the gallery like you always do. So whatever friction is between these two, I think as far as the media is concerned, Ferdinand is the lesser evil, because Ferdinand do not really say a lot of bullshit. Carragher said a lot of bullshit, as it is pointed out here that, of course, you have had a bad couple of weeks, Lewis Kelly and Pep, and many other things like that he has said that are either out of touch or that are untrue. So, Carragher on his Twitter and do that, he had a lot of things to say. These were the tweets he put on his Twitter, and let me just read a couple of them so that we can have clarity on what he says he really wants to say. So he said, Salah AFCON Ballon d'Or. The point I was trying to make yesterday was that Mo Salah is at a disadvantage playing for Egypt in terms of him winning the Ballon d'Or. If Salah had an average season at LFC but won the AFCON and was MVP, I don't think he would win the Ballon d'Or. This is total bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. When Messi won the Copa del Rey, for example, the Copa America, pardon me, isn't that as much important as when Ronaldo won the Euros? Because of course they are both continental cups, and then how can the Euros be more important than the AFCON? Basically, because Carragher does not watch it. So on his first line of points, I think he has missed it personally. Please drop your comment in the comment section if you think I'm wrong with what I'm saying, if you think it's making sense. So he went on to say, because I don't think the AFCON carries the weight of other tournaments, but if Mbappe had an average season at Real Madrid but won the World Cup/Euros, he would still have a great opportunity. The World Cup is not in the same category with the Euros. The World Cup and the Euros are not supposed to be in the same sentence. So what Carragher is trying to do here is trying to play smart by merging the World Cup and the Euros together. You cannot bring the World Cup and the Euros together. They are not the same thing. The best from Africa, the best from Europe, the best from South America play in the World Cup. The best from Asia play in the World Cup. The World Cup is not meant only for the Europeans. So you cannot be bringing a World Cup conversation, be adding it to the Euro so that you can make a point. No. AFCON is as important as the Euros. And if Mohamed Salah wins the AFCON, it is equal to Mbappe winning the Euros. You can have your statistics, you can have your whatever you have, but the fact is that 2 billion plus people watch the AFCON, which makes it a very, very important tournament for Africans. So he went on to say it's not just about certain tournaments. Shevchenko, Ukraine, Lewandowski, Poland were never going to win the World Cup/Euros, to help their case for the prize. I don't think it's controversial at all. It's just a fact. Because Shevchenko did not win the Euros, for example, does not mean Mohamed Salah cannot win the AFCON. Since Mohamed Salah started playing for Egypt, I think they have been runner-up they have been runner-up twice or so, and his nation has won AFCON the most in Africa. They have won AFCON the most in Africa, which means that the record Mohamed Salah has, by his country's prestige, is way bigger than what Shevchenko or Lewandowski would ever have. Because if you want to call the giants of Africa in football, you call Egypt, you call Nigeria, you call Morocco, you call Tunisia, you call Cote d'Ivoire. And if you want to call the giants in Europe, of course, you call France, you call Italy, you call Spain. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think England is there. The only thing England has is the PR. Because they have not won something in a long time. So he said, I know Mane came second a few years back after winning the tournament, but that alone wouldn't have gotten him to that position. It was the LFC being 2 games away from the quadruple that played a big role also. It's not disrespectful if I feel the World Cup Euro/Copa, I don't know what CP means, are better tournaments. It's just my opinion when I watch them. Saying it wasn't a major competition was clumsy, but I think most people watching could understand the points I was trying to make. To be honest, I do not understand the points we're trying to make, man. You watching Copa del Rey, you watching whatever competition you watch, does not negate the ones you do not watch. Okay, for example, in England as well, there are people who believe the FA Cup is superior to the Premiership. But is a personal opinion, is not a general fact for everybody. But when you try to impose your idea on people, that's where the problem comes from. So guys, this is the video I want to make, right? So what exactly do you think is happening with Carragher? Please remember to drop your comments. And how do you think the legacy media is handling all of these things? Because as a matter of fact, even on Sky Sport, they had to remove that part in the video. If you check their YouTube page, you will see that they have removed that part from the video. So guys, I'm going to see you in the next one. Please remember to drop your comments. As I've said, like and share on my video and subscribe more importantly. I appreciate so that you can see the next video I make, I'm going to bring another banger, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.